What's up, fellow traders? I'm coming at you tonight. Things are getting real uneasy. Like I've said before, we ripped off the world. And I knew that this was bigger than we know. When Countrywide went over and they were preaching they fixed it and everything was good and everything's okay and they eased everything, and I'm not ashamed to admit that they kind of made me a believer when Countrywide was bouncing from 10 to 20, and had a trader buddy loading up, and I said, man, watch out, man, these stocks, they go to zero. The shares are gone and they're still doing business. And sure enough, I saved him from catastrophic losses on that one. And that's what I feel about this whole thing. I read this article tonight, search it up, about this Dubai thing is like a nuclear bomb. And I was telling my trading partner that last week, that they wouldn't have came public and issued a press release if things weren't completely and utterly, destroyed over there as far as their, credit, their debt, their payments, and for them to try to just sweep that under the bridge. I'm not surprised to see things coming to the surface now. Remember how we ripped off the world? And, right in this article, they're saying that the Western banks, where they're saying we got almost no exposure, very little. They're saying huge. The derivatives over there, fully above my head, but I know it's trillions. And there's definitely a big gray area, just like when the CEOs used to be on saying they were plenty of capital, no problem, and then bam, a week later they're, going down, and they're trying to blame it on the short sellers. I've stated why I'm playing the downside. I've been playing the downside. I'm definitely not going along with wrong. I'm not putting my money on for manipulation and floating and fluffing. And we have friends that have been on unemployment for 14, 16 months. It's amazing that they're just floating everything right now. And what I start to wonder as we get further into this is where we would be if we just had a major collapse like Lehman, but just everything, tons of foreclosures. The big rollover would have probably already happened, because people gotta live, people gotta eat, they gotta shower, and they want a warm place to sleep, and they would have already been moved into rentals, and who knows. But here we are, like, it feels like we're right at the abyss again. The tipping point of, it's gonna get interesting. Like I always say, time will tell, and soon we'll know who knew. Check this out. This is the Dow right here, and what's happening right now is we're playing with this, support right here. We kind of, where we came here and then went up and came down, we kind of made a lower low here, and now we've actually made another lower low. You guys all saw this volume here when Bank of America issued those shares, but look at that upper wick. Look at that volume standing out through, July's low here, where we came down and then continued this rally. Look at that. Major upper wick. We're right on a nut right now. They fluffed us up on low volume today. like I always kind of say too, is it seems like there's something above us, that controls everything, where the charts happen to, look how we're topping out. They ran the market all the way to 10.5, and now we got, other continents defaulting. It's almost like I say, somebody watches the charts and say, okay, now we're at a tipping point. We can start releasing the news. We're on a major support. We can, I don't know. It's just weird how the charts do that. I also want to draw this one right here too. This is a good one. This is from our July. This is more like a shorter term upward trend where we came down and dinked the 50. Okay? We came through it and dinked it here again, but you can see how we came up through it. We've been kind of riding it. We hit it there, and we've broken through it. This is a good, we've broken through our uptrend from July, and now we're battling right here. It's going to be a big Thursday and Friday, huge Monday. So there it is. You got to ask yourself, is this Dubai thing in Spain and Greece and all these other things that are coming to the forefront, is it just the start, just like countrywide? And, remember, we don't know what's going on there. That's why we got to feel it out here and try to take it all in and don't get sucked into their game. If we fall down here right now, like I just showed you, this is going to be our first nice major lower low in this rally. Good luck.